In this video, we're talking about how to build a productive, high-performing team without burning people out in the process. Because the reason the greatest leaders are winning right now is they have mastered sustainable performance. They aren't just chasing these quick results. They protect energy and the well-being of the people actually delivering them. They know that a team consistently working 60-hour weeks isn't high-performing, it's high-risk. The jobs might be getting done, but at a cost to your team and your culture, and you can't keep paying that cost. You may already be hitting your targets, and you might already have a team that's delivering, but if you don't also have energy, clear priorities, and built-in boundaries, you will lose the people who got you there in the first place. A lot of managers still believe that burnout is just the cost of ambition, and that high performance requires us overworking. And honestly, that belief kind of makes sense. We've all been praised for the hustle, the late nights, the last-minute heroics. But the best leaders are actually taking a step back and doing it very differently nowadays. They have stopped choosing between performance and well-being and started designing their output for both. I have studied the leaders and teams who are doing this well, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the 5 proven shifts that will help you to 1. Protect your team's energy, 2. Maintain those consistent results at the same time, and 3. Stop that cycle of burnout before it even starts. These aren't fluffy wellness posters or remember to take a break slogans. They are practical, concrete systems that you can implement today. And by the way, my name is Heather Elkington. I'm a leadership corporate trainer and founder of Fresh Leadership World. I have directly trained 5,000 leaders across the globe to build teams that get results and stay in the game long term. So let's get into it. Part 1, we need to redefine efficiency. So efficiency isn't about doing more and doing it faster. It's about doing the right things with clarity and intention. When your team is overwhelmed, it is rarely because the work is hard. It's because the work is unclear. Priorities shift and everything feels urgent. No one is sure what matters the most. We need to simplify priorities, strip away redundant layers of decision-making, and really empower our teams to focus on value and not volume. That's what true efficiency looks like. Clear direction, fewer moving parts means better results. So your action here is ask yourself weekly, what is the 1 or 2 things that the team should be focusing on right now, and what can we let go of? Then say it out loud. Repetition is clarity, and clarity is kindness. Step 2 is set boundaries by design in your team, not by waiting for people to burn out. So you don't need a mental health day once everyone's hit a wall. You need a rhythm that protects energy before it runs out in the first place. So telling your team to switch off just isn't enough. You have to design the system and then support it. Some really great examples I've seen of these in teams is leaders enforcing no meeting days, so it means people can really focus, or having really clear after hours expectations. It might be that you have to send some messages a little bit after work, but you don't expect to reply and you don't expect the team to be the same, or you just completely switch off and schedule those messages for the next morning. We need to encourage holidays to be booked in, and when you go on holiday, make sure you switch off. Our team do as we do, not as we say. So make sure that when you go on holiday, when you take that annual leave, you are really giving a great example of how a leader should switch off and rest. Overworking should never be seen as a badge of honor. I have seen it over and over again, and it just leads to really difficult. People leave from stress, they leave from burnout. It is a signal that something needs to change. We have to create these mindsets of sustainable performance. Your action step here is to just choose 1 recurring boundary to really embed in your team this month. Maybe it's a team-wide calendar block, a norm you set in meetings, or a protocol for email response times. Then here is the kicker, make sure you model it yourself. Step 3, make sure you give people autonomy over their work, but still with accountability. So micromanagement kills trust, we all know that, but silence also kills clarity. What your team needs is autonomy, but with some structure. And in real terms, this means defining clear outcomes. So making sure that everyone in the team is super clear on what success looks like for them. Then letting people choose how they get there. They are the experts. Once those outcomes are defined, let them choose the path. Next, we need to have recurring check-ins. It shouldn't just be hovering and checking in when things go wrong. Make sure we have recurring systems and meetings set up to check in on our team to offer support, see how things are going. A great example of this is at Google. The teams there use OKRs, which is objectives and key results. And this means that the leaders set the direction, but they don't dictate every single step. And the progress is reviewed regularly so that people feel supported and not smothered. It is not about choosing freedom or control. It's about designing both into the workflow in a way that works well for everyone. So your action here is for every big project project, I want you to clarify these 3 things. What does success look like? When will we check in regularly on progress? And what do we do together if something gets blocked? This keeps everyone aligned, everyone feeling confident, and make sure we have some accountability built in there as well. Step 4 is make sure we're tackling inefficiency at the root, not just the surface. So if your team is working late or feeling stretched, the fix isn't always just giving them more time off. It's figuring out where the time is leaking. We need to look at things like pointless meetings. How long are your team spending in pointless meetings? Long-winded approval processes that slow things down. Tools and processes that create more work than they actually save. We need to make sure that there is no time wasted. We're not just updating for update's sake. This is where efficiency gets fun, because it's not about adding more in, doing more and doing it faster. It's about removing and saying no. Those are the things that really, really matter, because we all know cumulative inefficiency just leads to cumulative stress. Now, your action step here is ask your team which meetings could be shorter, merged or removed. What's one internal process that we could simplify this month? Then action one of those things immediately. Don't wait for a quarterly review, don't wait for next month, just get it done. Then the final step is normalize those results and rest. Here is the real shift. We don't get burnout just because of hours worked. We burn out when we don't rest and we overwork consistently, even if that's just in the 9 to 5. If the only people getting praised who are the ones who stay late or are on too much, you are training the team to believe that that is the standard you accept. High performance and well-being do not have to compete here. When we celebrate successes, praise both the outcome and the way it was achieved. So something like, well done on smashing the launch and for doing it in a way that didn't drain the whole team. That's the kind of standard worth repeating. So really importantly, to close it off here, we have to remember as leaders that efficiency and well-being are not opposites. In fact, the most efficient teams, I promise you, are the ones that are protecting their energy. They are working on the right things in the right way with the right boundaries. Make sure we redefine what efficiency looks like. Design those boundaries up front, give autonomy, but with structure, cut out the waste, and lead with both results and rest, because when people feel valued and focused, they don't just work harder, we are working so much smarter. And I'm running some free live workshops to level up in your leadership. If you want to join, just book on in a slot in the description notes. And please make sure you subscribe. We drop these leadership tips every single week, and every single one of you that subscribes really helps to build that momentum for us to keep going and do more and more and more.